Hello friends, so this is the second video about Office scripts. Alright, so today in this video I'm going to show you how to automate a report like this. So basically this video is main focus on the report in your Outlook or Gmail, okay, and with some chart, as you can see here. I have some chart here, and the chart you can create it in an Excel file, and we're going to have a script to create a HTML content for the email. Okay, and I'm going to send it like this. So as you can see here, we have a sales by region and a sales by rep. All right, so basically this is very this design could be very dynamic, so you can have a different data type, and I'm going to show you how to do it like this way. So let me show you the file content here. So this is a source file, which is Excel file. As you can see here, I have some dummy data here, and I created two charts for this tab, and here I also have two charts for this tab. So basically this part you can design it for your report. So my task here is to design a script and design a process to automate this report. So this report can be sent maybe every week or every day. So if you have some update on your sales, maybe you have daily update for your sales report, you can do it like this way. So you can use it for any other report similar like this. So this is looks like a pivot table summary data, and you can have something like this. You can have a master report here, not a master report, and you can have a master data maybe for your orders, your sales orders or revenue report, a lot of stuff. So basically this is a master data, and you can have some report tabs for the summary. All right, so here I'm not going to do anything with this master data because everybody may have different master data for their own report. Okay, so here just example. So let me show you how to do the code and how to automate the process. So the first part is going to use Office script to create all of these reports, and the next part, the second part, is going to use Power Automate to send the report automatically, maybe every day or every week. So let's get started. And I'm going to open. So basically, if you can see this Automate tab here, menu here, you can create a new script. Okay. So let me adjust the window here. Let me just give a little bit space here. So basically, after you create a new script, as you can see here, we here have a function here which is default like this. So basically, this function is the enter point for this script. So you cannot change this function name, okay? And then your code should go to here. So first of all, let's change the script name. So since this is the second video, I'm going to call it Office script 002. Script name cannot end with white space. Okay, so let's say send report with charts. So this is the main purpose of this script. We're going to send the report with charts, and maybe in the future, maybe we're going to do reports with charts and tables. So as you can see, so you can do similar things like this. So here in this script, my final goal is basically to return object with some data like this, with email, maybe emails So basically, who should receive this email, and we should have return the subject, and we also need to return, maybe we have BCC, we have CC or BCC, and maybe change these emails to 2. Okay, we have 2 subject, CC, BCC, and anything else. We're going to have HTML body. So this is the main focus of this script, because this HTML body, we're going to include all of these charts in this HTML body. Okay, and let's check if anything else to be returned. So basically, this script is going to get all of this stuff from this Excel file. So this, remember this is our target of this script, and I'd like to create a new tab here. Let's say this is the report. Let's just call it report, because I'm going to add some data here for users to enter who should receive this report, and who should what's the subject for this report, and things like that. So we can do let's call this field 2, and this field is going to be subject. Maybe first one subject, not a big deal. 2, and CC, BCC. I think that's almost it. Let's get rid of this line, this row, sorry. So basically, you can design this a little bit prettier for your users, but for this demonstration, I'm not going to apply any styles. So basically, I am going to say this is going to be sales. So this is subject. So I'm going to Office script 002 send report with chart, and we can add a now or today. I think we can use a formula to get the today. Why it's a number? Maybe format. Let me check. Let me check today. Like this. I just want to get the date here. So I don't know why it's not working. So you can figure this out. I think you can. Oh, that's weird. Why is added like a number? So I think we can use a formula function, but I'm not going to do it here because it's going to cost some time for this video. So first of all, I like to put the email address I'd like to send. So I'm going to send it to my Gmail account. So if you have multiple email address, you can do it like this. So semicolon, and I have an Outlook email address. I don't remember, so I'm going to add it later, maybe. So if you have a CC, add a CC. If you have a BCC, have a BCC, add a BCC here. So the first step, let's define this tab name here. So let's go to call defined a constant here called sheet name. It's going to be object. I'm going to have a report, and the name going to report. So this is very important, because I'm going to have some reference to the tabs. Okay, we have a report, so this is for the report data, and we are going to have I think this is the only one I'd like to use right now. So this is for the report. So let's just create a function to get email data, email header. Let's call it email header. So basically, this email header data we're going to contain 2 subjects, CC and BC. Basically, going to get this information from this report tab. Okay. So let's create a function to do that, and we're going to pass a worksheet here. The type for this worksheet is going to Excel script worksheet. Okay, and we're going to call this function here. Let's say const email header equal to get email header, and we're going to pass the name. We're going to pass a worksheet here. So const worksheet report equal to. So this is a workbook object. We use this one and get worksheet. And then we're going to pass the sheet name here for the report. So this we're going to get the sheet report, and we pass this sheet report here. And in this function, we need to get the data from here. So let's get the values of the usage range. So let's say usage range equal to sheet.get usage range, and const. We're going to get the text, all the text, and use range get text. Okay, use this one. It's going to return a two-dimensional array because we're not using the values, we're using the text because we're going to get the string values. Okay, and I'm going to go through these rows. Okay, so I'm going to define an object const header email header as an object, and so text for each. So I'm going to loop through this all these rows. Okay, so basically we're going to have a row here, and let me destructure these values here. Since this is array, so the first one is going to be the key, and the second one is going to be the value. So the key is like the subject for the first row, and this is the value for the subject. And for the second row, this 2 is the key, and this is the value. Okay, so we'd like to trim this key and change it to lowercase. So just in case you put a subject like this, so subject like this, I'm going to in the code, I'm going to change it to lowercase and trim if you have any space here. So basically you can put a subject here like this way. It works the same. Okay, and ECC, so things like this. If you prefer for users to see it like this way, and in the code I'm going to use this way. I'm going to lowercase the key. So the values, I'm going to do a trim for the values, basically to trim the value, and value trim, so just to remove some space. Okay, and finally let's add this key value pair to this email header object. All right, and finally let's return this email header. All right, so this is the email header. And let's try to do a console.log here to check, to verify everything is working fine. So this is the first part for this script. So let's try to run this script. If no errors, okay, so as you can see here, I got an object, and I have got a subject, I got a 2, CC, BCC. Okay, so that's almost everything we need. If you remember, we need to get 2 subjects, CC, BCC, and the next step, we're going to get the HTML content, HTML body for the email, right? So that's the next part, which is also very important. And before we try to get the HTML content, so we need to know what kind of content we should output to the email. So if you check the output here, so here is my design. Basically, I have a title for the report, and I have 2 charts. So basically, this title is from this tab, as you can see. So this, I'm going to use this tab as a title name, and the charts. If we have 2 charts in this tab, I'm going to output 2 charts. If we have only 1 chart, I'm going to only output 1 chart. So I'd like to create a function to do that. and create HTML body. So let's get rid of this log here, and we're going to take basically a sheet, array of sheet, and put an S here. Sorry, not like this way. So sheets, and the type for this sheet is going to be Excel worksheets. Okay, so this is basically we need to pass 2 worksheets or more. So basically I'm going to say const sheets report sheet sheet names report, or better to name it like this, report sheet names. So basically we're going to have an array of worksheet names. So basically if you'd like to report, if you only have 2 reports or 2 tabs you'd like to output to the email, you only add them here in this array. So if you have more reports to be included in the email, you can add more in this report sheet names here. So basically this is array, and let's get this all the worksheet we'd like to get. So const sheets reports, how to name it, report sheets equal to, and report. So basically we have all of these names, right? We can map these names name, and going to return workbook.get worksheet by name, and pass this name here. So this we're going to return an array of Excel worksheet object. Okay, and here let's const HTML body equal to create HTML body, and we're going to pass this report worksheet. So basically this step is to get email header, and this one is going to get or create email HTML content. Okay, so this part, this is first part, and this is second part, and email header, and finally we're going to return email header, or something like this, email header and HTML body. Okay, so const data. So this is our final data, and the console.log the data, and let's try to return this data. So for now, this HTML body is not exist because here is a function is not created. So I'm going to do this function here. But before we create the HTML body, we'd like to grab all the charts in this in the sheet, right? So I'd like to create a function to do that. So function get charts from sheet. So here we're going to have a sheet object, Excel worksheet. So you may have multiple charts in this worksheet, right? So that's why we use this function to get a list of charts in this work tab. Okay, so to do that, and const, and actually I'm going to return sheet.get charts, and we're going to map all of these charts. So chart, we're going to return the chart get image, I think. So this we're going to get the image. So basically convert these charts to an image so we can display this image in your email. Okay, so you can pass some parameters here, like how the width and the height, and basically you can do some configurations. As you can see here, all of these parameters are optional, so I leave them empty, and I think they're going to use this default size like this, so you can adjust them if you like. So I keep this parameter empty. I'm going to return this chart. All right, and this is going to return a list of charts from a worksheet. Okay, and here I'd like to define a variable called HTML body, because our target is to return HTML body. Okay, and final to return HTML body. So basically here I'm going to loop through all of this sheet and grab the chart from this sheet, right? And I'm going to do a const, maybe not a const, and so basically sheet or for each. So for each sheet, and then we're going to get the charts from this charts equal to function get chart from sheet. So we're going to get the charts, or the chart from the sheet, right? So after we get the chart, we can create the HTML content. So let me show you what it looks like for this chart. So let's just console.log chart, and let me show you the charts and get rid of this data for now. Let's save the script and try to run a test. So I've got output here. So basically, if you can see, so it looks like so basically we have a list of items. So this is two. We have, because we have two charts, that means we have two items here in this array. So this is the data. It looks like something like weird, but I will show you the final result so you can understand it. So right now this is a chart. Okay, so let's lay out this a little bit. So for each chart, I'm going to put, so let me show you what I'm doing here. If you're not familiar with the layout here, so let me show you what kind of layout I'm doing here. Basically, I'm using the table to lay out all of this stuff. So as you can see here, this table row tr tag is and here I have a tag. So this is for the header, not for the header, for the title, for this report. And here I have two images, right, in this table row. Okay, so let's do it like this way. And so here add a report title and add report charts. So to add the title, so this is a table. Okay, so this HTML body will be a table. All right, so this is a table. And to add this title, I'd like to append. I'd like to append a table row with a table data, and I'm going to add a H3, maybe H4. So if you'd like to, and you can give it a color, something like this, maybe color, and you can give it a color. You can pick a color. Let's say we like to pick a green color, so let's grab the color here, the hex color value, any hex color value, so you can apply a color for this title. So this is a title for the HTML, for the report, okay, for this tab, okay. So I just added this title, and let's add the charts. So to add the charts, so let's add another row. So basically, let's do a let table row, because we could have we could have multiple charts, right? That means we're going to have multiple tags. So charts for each chart, and then we're going to append the chart content plus equal. Let's write it like this way so you can understand it a little bit better. I'm going to add something like this. So basically every tab here. So in this table data here, I'm going to have an image tag. Okay, so that's for the chart, and the source for this image is going to be the chart. Okay, and we can apply basically, if this is invalid, we can pass something like this. And I'd like to give an index for this, so we can pass the worksheet. Oh, I forgot to pass the name. So basically, sheet name equal to sheet get name, and this is the tab name. Okay, we can pass the tab name here for this H4 for this title, and also we can pass this sheet name here and to add an index here. All right, so now we know. So if this is not working, we have an alternative for this image. Okay, so this is going to add all of this chart, and let's close this table row and add end close. So this is for the table row end tag, and we have this row, and we also need to append this table row to this HTML body. Okay, so I'm not sure if you can follow me right now. It's I don't know. I think I know what I'm doing, but I'm not sure if you can catch it. Okay, and finally, let's add a close tag for this HTML table. So because we start with table, and we also need to close it with a table. Okay, so this is a close for table row, as you can see. Because this is one single line, you have a tr at the start, at the beginning, and then you have a tr tag as a close tag. Okay, so here we have this tr as start for the charts, and also here we have this tr and with a close tag. So that's why it looks like weird, I have to say. So this is HTML body, I have to say. So let's return this HTML body, and this is HTML body. So let's do a console log here for the data, and let me show you what kind of data we have here. So save the script and try to run this script and validate the data. So we have this subject, right? We have these two, CC, BCC, and HTML body. So let's copy all of these lines. It's I'm not sure if I can copy all of them. Maybe copy this one. I'm not sure if I copy all of them. So let's let me open my file. Let's open my terminal. Okay, we're going to try to maybe desktop, and I'm going to create index.html file and code index.html file. So I'm going to open this file. I'm not sure this is copied all of them. No. Not sure if there is a way to copy all of them. So that's pretty not very good to show you the data. Let me think if anything. So let's just keep it for now. Maybe let me show you in the flow. Okay, it's very weird. I cannot copy them. And finally, this data we're going to be returned back to our Power Automate. Okay, so this function is going to return this object, and I forget to do something here. For the get email, not here. So for this chart, this image, we need to add something here. So let me show you what I mean. Because this chart, this image is base64 encoded. So we'd like to add a data tag here, and I'll give it a type for image PNG and base64, because this part is missing from this function. So I added it here manually, and I will show you later for the result. Okay, so I think most of this part for this script is done. Okay, so all the script we're going to use is almost done. Not a lot of lines of code, but I think it should work. So let's go to the Power Automate. So if you don't know where to find Power Automate, if you're in Excel, you can go to these menus, and you should find it here. And if you cannot find it, you can find it in apps or apps. Okay, so here I'd like to create a test flow and instant cloud flow, because I'm going to test it with a manually trigger. Okay, so basically it's a manual trigger, so I can test it here. And after everything works fine, you can change this trigger to a daily trigger or hourly trigger. So that's very handy to do. So first step, we like to run the script to get the data we need, and choose this function, this action here, run script. So for the location, so basically you need to select where you put your Excel file. So for me, it's on my OneDrive. Let's click on this folder and select your file location. So it's 002, and I can select this file. Okay, and for the script, which is number 2. Okay, so let's try to test it, and maybe let me rename this flow. So this is flow going to be OS-002 send report with charts. Just simple like this. So we only focus on charts. So we can do other things, of course. Let's try to test it. Continue. So let's check what we get from the so as you can see here, we got the results, and we got the subject to CC and the HTML body. And if I try to show the output, and so this is the raw data. So let me grab. I'm not sure if I can scroll. No. No, it's not displayed like this way, so that's pretty weird. Let me show you what I did. So basically this part, as you can see, I just added, if you remember, because this function here with this part is not included, so that's why I have to add it. here, or you cannot display the image. Okay, so this is very important to highlight here. Okay, so it seems like we got everything we need. Okay, so let's try to add a function here to send the email. So I'm going to use Outlook to send the email, but I think you also can use a Gmail. So send email, and I think we can pick subject, HTML body. No, let's say subject. Okay, you know what? We need to parse the JSON object. Okay, so let's add another step to parse this JSON object a little bit, because we are returning object, right? And the content, that weird body result. So we're going to return, I think we're going to parse this result. And for the schema, you remember the result we contains a subject, right? Which is a string, and we have a to, which is also a string. We have a cc, which is also a string, and we have a HTML body, which is also a string. I need to put them in quote, or it's going to complain. So basically, this is the dummy data we're going to generate. We're going to, as you can see, generate the forms from sample. So basically, I just put a sample data there, and it's going to create a schema like this for us, so we can parse this result. Okay. So here, before we send, let's try to delete this one and test this part, if this part parse JSON is working or not. So let's try to do another test, and let's hope we can grab the data successfully. No issue with this part. Why I got the body like this? That's weird. This is the content. Where is my output? Okay, I've got the subject to, and this is the HTML body. So let's try to do the next step, send the email. And let's try to send email action. Don't use this one. This one is not working. I just tested. So use Outlook. And for this one, let's say we have a subject, right? We have a subject here. Let's put subject here. For these two, it looks like we cannot use. I don't know why. I thought I could use to here. Let me try to CC or BCC if I can do that in the script. Looks like it's not working that. So I cannot put a dynamic content here for the CC and the BCC. That's a pity. So for this body, I can simply get rid of this tag and insert HTML body. So it looks like this HTML body can be parsed from this part, but we cannot pass these two here. So you need to define here in your flow. Okay, so there's a pity. I didn't test it. So I put my Gmail account and admin at that's weird. I cannot find my own email address. Admin. Okay, it's here. And I put my Gmail account here. I thought we can do it in a way like this. So if in this case we can get the subject. Okay, and we parse this body, HTML body. So let's try to do this test. We have the subject, at least we can get the subject, but we cannot get the to and CC, I don't know why it's not supported here, but we do have this. So let's validate the data here. So I can put maybe this CC in this. So let's say we have 2, and we have CC, we have a BCC. Where is my BCC? Okay, I think I forgot it here. To CC, let's copy this one and add it here. This is the BCC. And we're going to have a BCC. So add a BR tag here. Add a BR tag here. BR tag here, so we can separate the. This is the BCC to CC, so we can see the result. Okay, so let's try to test it. I'm not very sure about if this is working or not. So let's try to run this flow. Let's hope we can get the email successfully. Running the script. So this is done, this is done, this is done. And I've got an email, I have to say. The email is in my, so this is the previous one, I can delete it. And this one, so as you can see, this is the BCC. Since there is no BCC and this is a 2, we get a 2. That means we can get the data from our script, but I cannot use them in the flow. I don't know why. So there's something interesting, and I'm not sure if there is any workaround there. But at least we can get the report, the HTML content. Let's get rid of them, and let's add. So you also can add more stuff here, all right? You can add your, if you have other part, maybe name for your report. Maybe you can add h2 here. Give it a report name. Office script 002 send report with charts. So something like this. And you also can add the content here, add style, your email here, and let's give it a color with, let's say, what color of this blue. Let's grab this color. Okay, 66FF. Oh, 66FF. Okay, so almost saved. And I'm going to save it. Maybe let me try to, I think this should work, but I cannot select. Okay, I got this correct way, so let's get rid of this way. So I can select 2. Okay, finally I found it here. And for this CC, just click on this button. I'm not very familiar with this part. So this is for CC part, and this for the BCC part. Let's click on this for dynamic content and BCC. So this is perfect, I have to say. You have a 2 subject, CC, BCC, and this is your HTML body, and you can add other stuff, maybe something which is never change, maybe a link to your website, maybe like for me, a link to my YouTube channel. Okay, so let's add a YouTube here, and add a tag here for the link, right? And I'm going to give it a link to my YouTube channel. Oops. So let's save it and try to do this test again. Let's save it. So this time, I'd like to add a CC and a BCC and test it if it is working or not. And let's close this script. And for the report part, let's add a CC and so CC. Let's get this email address of my own. Let's copy this one and let's complete this part. So I have two, and let's CC to my Gmail account, and also let's try to BCC to my Gmail account. Okay, so this is the subject 2 in the CC, and if you'd like to add a timestamp, you can add a timestamp here for the subject, right? And you know what? Let's try to add another tab so you can see how dynamic this report is. Okay, so let's say this is sales by month. I'm not sure. No, okay, I duplicate not this one. So let's try to duplicate this one. Sales by month, and let's change it to February or January, February, March, April, May. So I just quickly changed this and let's get rid of this chart and get rid of this one. Maybe I'd like to try to insert a different one. So I like to insert a chart I'm not sure which one is better. I don't know. So basically, let's get rid of the title. Okay, so keep it like this. I don't know. So here we have 3 tabs, but we need to do some change in the code. You remember in the code, we have a list of reports. So basically, I'm going to copy this and let's put it here as maybe let's put it in the first one. So this order is the report in your email. Okay, sales by month, sales by rep, sales by region. Okay, so save it, and let's try to trigger this flow test manually, and let's try to run the flow. So I think I don't need this step, but let me check. Okay, so as you can see here, I have a CC field, but you cannot see the BCC because it's BCC. And this is sales by month, and sales by rep, sales by region, right? And if I add another chart for the sales by region, maybe let's insert a different one. Make it looks like a chart like not very sure. What is this? Select a weird one. Okay, this one is fun. Let's also get rid of there is no title. Okay, so keep it like this. So and let's try to run this again. I think this is fun. Test. Run the flow. Done. Any result? Weird. No Gmail. Maybe I put a wrong email address for my Gmail. No, this is correct. I don't know why I didn't receive any email from my Gmail. Okay, so this is sales by region. We got 3 charts, right? And if I open this, and this is for the month, and this is for the chart, and this is the link to my YouTube channel. So I think that's it for this video, and I think I covered the script part. And if you'd like to do some change, and this part is the most important part, I have to say, because to handle tasks like this in the script is much easier than handle them in the Power Automate. Okay, so you can prepare your data with a script, and you just need one step, maybe 2 steps, to send the report out with a very simple configuration in Power Automate. Okay, so this is about this video, and I'm going to share all of this code on my GitHub repository, and you can make a copy of the code and try it yourself. Okay, I think it could be very easy for you to follow and to do a report like this. I think report like this in your daily work is very, very frequent. I think for most of the companies, they need to do report monthly or weekly report like this a lot. I think a lot. So, and you can follow this template and make your report automatically. And maybe one more thing here. So if you'd like to do this automatically, you need to change this trigger. So basically, you need to delete this trigger. All right. So, and you need to add a trigger. Maybe let's say trigger. You can see you have a list of triggers. So it depends on how you want to run this report. So basically, let's say we have a time. I'm not sure if we have a time trigger, or you call it a schedule. Okay, you can schedule a trigger like this. All right, so interval 1, and you can 1 week, and you can define when this script should be triggered. All right, so this is a time trigger, and you can run this monthly, daily, hourly. So this is very handy, and you also can pick other events. So when a file is created on your OneDrive, or when somebody updates your spreadsheet, you'd like to send a report. So a lot of triggers. Okay, so I changed it back to this manual trigger flow and save it. And this is how you automate this report. And after you did this setup, the only thing you need to do, you need to make sure your master data is updated accordingly to keep your master data always updated, maybe from a form or somewhere else, or other data system like SAP or somewhere else. So basically your company's business database or something like that. All right, so that's it for this video, and I hope you can find something useful in this video, and see you next one. Bye-bye.